Chicago Bears Now is presented by Roan. Upgrade your wardrobe with Roan with their dress shirts, their polos, pants, and a whole lot more. Roan.com/chatsports, promo code chatsports. That's going to get you 20% off at checkout. Okay, on today's show, I am Harrison Graham. We are going to take a look at 5 bold predictions that I've come up with for 2023, and I got to be honest, I went pretty bold on a few of these, so stick with us here. All 5 of these are pretty damn bold. All right, how about the first one? Bears will sign not 1, but 2 edge rushers before week 1. Could be before training camp, could be during training camp. Maybe you do one early, one later on. I think there is an opportunity to sign 2 edge rushers, and the 2 that I'm going to sign, if it's me, are Yannick Ngakoue and Justin Houston. You could get a Jadeveon Clowney, you could get a Dwayne Smoot, or you could bring back a Robert Quinn, go sign a Melvin Ingram, but I like these 2 guys for Chicago, and I'll explain why for each one. Number one, both had really good sack production last year, combined for 19 sacks. Ngakoue's got 8 or more sacks in his career. He's also only 28 years old, so he's still pretty young. Houston's a little bit older. He's 34. He's kind of a part-time player, played 44% of defensive snaps last year, but still had 9.5 sacks for Baltimore. QB hits were there as well. The reason I'm signing him is he has played in Flus's defense before. Played in Indy in 19 and 20 and was productive at 19 combined sacks in those seasons. Why not sign them both? Go sign both of them. Houston can be a guy that doesn't have to play a heavy workload. That's why I think signing 2 could make sense because he's not an every down guy. Neither is Ngakoue. On clear rundowns, you can't have him on the field. He's not a good run stopper. But Houston is good against the run, and he's a good pass rusher. He's a veteran leader who's been on a lot of competitive football teams with the Chiefs, the Ravens. Those Colts teams were pretty good as well. And let's face it, you're telling me when you look at this defensive end group of Rasheem Green, DeMarcus Walker, Travis Gibson, and Dominique Robinson, those 4 guys, like that there's not room for more edge rushers. There's room for 2 edge rushers. And look, this might be a hot take. If you sign Houston and Ngakoue, they might be your 2 best edge rushers. I mean, ideally, that's not. You're hoping one of these young guys, you're hoping DeMarcus Walker, first of all, who you signed to a 3-year contract, is one of your best defensive linemen, period. But beyond that, there is major question marks, especially at that edge position. Go sign Ngakoue. Go sign Houston. You got $30 million in cap space. Ryan Poles, let's go bring a couple of vets in here. Now, who's down to sign 2 edge rushers like I am? If you are, like the video. If you hit that like button, I know you're with me on this one. Let's get 1,000 likes on today's show and send that message to the Bears front office. Of course, we're going to talk about Justin Fields when it comes to bold predictions. How about he surpasses 4,000 total yards, which out of this full list, I actually don't think that's as bold as some of the other ones are. I mean, last year in 15 games, so he missed 2 games, he had over 3,300, almost 3,400 all-purpose yards. Quite frankly, if he's not flirting with 4,000 or more, I'd actually be pretty disappointed because I expect the passing yards to take a major jump. Like, to me, Fields hit 3,000 passing yards. If you do that, you're going to have a good chance of hitting 4,000 all-purpose. I think the rushing will dip a little bit, but the passing should go up quite a bit. It's takeoff time, period. End of story. There is enough help around Justin Fields for him to find 700 more yards this season than he had last year. 700 is a lot. I get that, but he missed 2 games last year, and with the pieces around him, you should be able to fill that gap. And quick math here, 4,000 total yards in 17 games is 236 yards per game. If he throws for 185 and rushes for 50, he's hitting that number. Those aren't outrageous numbers. We know he's going to be able to run the ball very effectively. He's going to have a couple games where he rushes for over 100 yards. Like, he can reach 4,000 all-purpose. Hell, I don't think 4,500 is completely out of the realm of possibility, but I'm not going to go insanely bold. 4,000 all-purpose yards, I think we would all be very happy with that season from Justin Fields. Let's play a little over-under here. 4,000 total yards for the Bears quarterback this year. Again, total, not passing, total. Type O for over or U for under. I think it's over, and if it's not, that would be pretty disappointing in my opinion. All right, today's show sponsored by Roan. Their goal was to reinvent the men's closet, and I got to tell you, they've done that. They've reinvented my closet as well. With their commuter collection, it offers the most comfortable, breathable, and flexible set of products known to man, and here is why. Because they can get you ready for any occasion. You see the different style shirts and pants that we're flashing on screen. for you guys. Dress shirts, quarter zips, polos. They've got it all. You never have to worry about what you're going to wear with the Roan Commuter Collection. Their 4-way stretch fabric provides breathability, flexibility to leave you free to enjoy whatever life throws your way. If you're going to play a round of golf, throw on one of their polos. If you're going to an important business meeting, they got dress shirts and dress pants for you to suit up in as well. Happy hour looks for everything that you're trying to do in your life. Looking good has always been easy, but feeling comfortable while doing so, that's what Roan has accomplished. This stretchy fabric, I mean, look at this. Really stretchy. It knocks out the wrinkles as well, which is nice. And it's machine washable. I can throw this polo in the washing machine after work, and I'm going to, and then air dry it, boom, good as new. Don't have to go to the dry cleaners. Go check out Roan, roan.com/chatsports. Code chatsports for 20% off. It's RHONE.com/chatsports. Looking to get some new clothes? Look no further than Roan. Let's go to Justin Fields' number one receiver now, DJ Moore. It's bold, right? 10 touchdowns. Listen, he's never been a high-volume red zone guy in his career, but we saw in OTAs and in minicamp that Fields was looking his way early and often, especially in those red zone drills. Like, that's a guy he targeted a ton because that trust has already been built. DJ Moore, in his career, has been a really, really good player, but 7 touchdowns last year is actually a career high for him. So he's never even really flirted with 10. Now, if things go well, Fields will easily be the best quarterback he's ever played with. I mean, he's played with Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, a washed-up Cam Newton, like not good Cam, awful Cam, P.J. Walker, who's now the Bears' backup. Like, he has not played with good quarterbacks in Carolina. But I think in the early stages here, it's been clear based on the reporting from practices and everything else and what Fields has been saying that he's going to lean on DJ Moore. Like, we've talked about it on other videos. Like, these young quarterbacks, when they get that number one target, they feed them early and often. We've seen it with Burrow, with Chase. He also has Higgins, obviously. Jalen Hurts leaned a lot on A.J. Brown last year. Stephon Diggs helped Josh Allen take off, and vice versa, by the way. I think that's something that should be discussed. I think Justin Fields can help DJ Moore take off, and I think 10 touchdowns is very much a possibility. If you deep balls, red zone, he will feed him early and often. Get the ball to good players. DJ Moore's your best player. Don't miss out. Subscribe to Chicago Bears Now for the best Bears coverage here on YouTube. At least we like to think so. I think there's a lot of good Bears content creators out there. I always encourage people to check them out. But listen, are they putting out daily videos in the offseason like we are? I don't know. Just saying. Hit that sub button. We got you covered on a daily basis. The countdown to training camp is officially here. How about this one? Khalil Herbert is going to rush for 1,000 yards. This one's one of the bolder ones, I'll admit. Not because Herbert's not capable. I think he is, but obviously, there's going to be some split carries here. It's not even clear-cut necessarily that he's RB1, although I think he definitely enters training camp with that designation. But you look at his first 2 years. I mean, last year on only 129 carries, which is, what, if you average that out over a 17-game season. I know he missed some games, but that's, 8 carries a game? He had 731 yards. Like, if he gets 200 carries, which is only 13 carries a game, I mean, that averages out to 1,300 yards? Like, he's very much capable of reaching that milestone. Now, the question is, how many carries is he going to get? Deontay Foreman rushed for over 900 yards last year. Like, he's going to have a role. Roschon Johnson, we'll see how big his role is early on as a rookie, but I think as the season goes on, he could have a role as well. So, it's a competitive running back room. It really is, but Khalil Herbert proved in this wide zone running scheme that his skill set fits, and he can hit the hole hard. He led the NFL in yards per carry among running backs, among qualified rushers. That's pretty damn impressive for Khalil Herbert. So, I don't think he'll average 5.7 yards per carry again, but if he's over 5 and if his carries go up 30, 40%, he's going to hit 1,000 yards, and I think that's very much a possibility. The boldest one yet. The Bears will win a playoff game. Now, don't freak out, and look, these are bold predictions. These aren't like, I'm going to take this to Vegas and bet on it predictions. This is like bold, we're going a bit out there, right? It is bold predictions, so don't go full, American Sniper on me. Give me a chance here to explain. Relax, Coop. He's yelling in my ear saying, don't freak out the audience here by any means. Yada, yada, yada. But it's bold predictions, man. We're having fun. So let me just give you some examples from last year. It actually happened twice last year for teams taking a massive leap, not just to make the playoffs, but to also win a game. So you look at the Jags and Giants, right? Jacksonville last year. You can go ahead and flash this across here, Coop. Jags went 3-14 in 2021. Last year, 9-8, won a playoff game. Giants the year before, 4-13. Last year, 9-7-1, won a playoff game. Jacksonville's a good example, too, because they have a young quarterback ascending in Trevor Lawrence, and they played in a very manageable AFC South. I think that's a very similar scenario to the Bears this year, with Aaron Rodgers leaving the division, and Detroit is this heavy favorite. I mean, are they going to live up to that? Why not the Bears? NFC North, like I'm just saying, it is absolutely wide open. You've made key additions to the roster with DJ Moore, and Foreman, Darnell Wright, Nate Davis, and that's just on offense. Defensive pieces, Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, Eddie Jackson's back from injury, DeMarcus Walker, I think, again, signed 2 edges. That would even be more additions, but you've got a better roster. You have a quarterback with the ability to take off. The skill set's there. The flashes have been there. Can he do it week in and week out and with better pieces around him? I think there's a chance that happens. And you were close in a lot of games last year. I know this team went 3-14, but you were 1-8 in one-score games. Like, you're not going to lose that many close games again. Like, that evens out year over year. If you look at the history of the NFL, schedule's manageable too. Division's not that tough. NFC doesn't have a lot of lethal quarterbacks. Think about the NFC quarterbacks. Who's the best quarterback in the NFC right now? Dak or Jalen Hurts? I mean, you almost beat Jalen Hurts last year. You did. I mean, it's not crazy to think that the Bears could go 9-8 and make the playoffs. And guess what? If you make the playoffs, Justin Fields can win a playoff game. Like, no one is going to want to have to game plan for him on a short week from week 18 to that wild card round to try and defend him. Like, it is possible that he goes wild in a wild card game and wins one. So listen, it's bold. I get it. When the Bears miss the playoffs, I'm sure I'll get freezing cold takes on Twitter or Threads or wherever the hell we are at that point. But listen, it's fun. It's bold. Drop your boldest prediction in the comments for 2023. Why not be bold, baby? Let's have some fun. Appreciate you guys for making it to the end of the video. For those of you that did, if you did, subscribe if you haven't already. We're plugging out content on a daily basis here. Love the audience here. Love our subscribers. Can't wait for training camp. It's going to be a fun season.